Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I'm Courtney. Whoa, what the hell was that? Okay. That was the dumpster. I was like, shooting. Just kidding. Okay. Still no intro or outro music. I'm slumming it. This is a ghetto podcast. Gotta tell ya. Total ghetto slum podcast. So I'm sorry about that. Clearly I'm not too sorry because I really haven't done a whole hell of a lot to change it. I really have been trying to work on it. I did try several avenues. I even went to a new website to try to get my music uploaded, and it's just really given me a lot of grief. The very best solution is for me just to suck it up, sit down, and do my podcast like a normal person from my laptop and do the recording part of it, do the video part of it, so it's not just audio. And then I would probably be able to do it. I did spend some time trying to get things fixed yesterday. I've actually put some time and energy into trying to fix the issue. I have. But it has yet to be done. So we are slumming it. We are down in the ghetto. I don't even know that song from Elvis. The only reason that I know it exists is because of New Girl. Saw it on an episode of New Girl where Jessica sings it at a funeral for Nick's dad. And that's the only words I know is like something in the ghetto. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for slumming it with me. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate every single person that has taken a risk, taken a chance, and been like, hey, who's this chick? What kinds of crazy nonsense does she have to say? What is she talking about? And then you choose to listen. And I appreciate it. And if you've listened to my podcast more than once, heck yeah. I would love to hear from you. I'd like to know what about my podcast you like, you dislike, what I could change outside of, making it better quality. I'm aware of that. But outside of that, I would love to hear from you. You can always email me at the ramblings of an insomniac 49 at gmail. The ramblings of an insomniac 49 at gmail. But hey, hello, welcome every single person. I don't care what shape or size or color or religion or political affiliation or what you identify as. Every single person is welcome. Honestly, I mean that. I genuinely don't care. Like I always say, I don't care what your background is. I care what kind of character you have. I care what your morals and your ethics are. I care if you're kind. I care if you're a murderer, a rapist, a pedophile. I care if you're a bully, I don't care if you're transgender. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you identify as. I don't care if you're a Democrat or a liberal or you're woke. Just don't be a dick. It's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? But I always give this disclaimer. If you're from France or Canada or just if you're from the UK, I pick on you a lot. I do pick on liberals and woke a lot. Again, it's not the country. It's not the people in the country. I've met a lot of Canadians I love. Haven't really met a whole lot of people from France. The very few I met when I went to Paris, I didn't care for. Gotta be honest, they don't treat Americans well in France at all. Get your shit together, France. What's your problem? Seriously. I pick on the Eiffel Tower in France a lot. Again, the country seems beautiful. I'm sure the people are nice outside of Paris. People in Paris seem to be kind of dickheads. What's your problem, Paris? Get your act together. You're not that cool. You're not cooler than anybody else, I should say. We're all cool. Everyone's cool. You're not greater than anybody else. What, you've got fashion and some great food and a stupid Eiffel Tower? The Eiffel Tower is dumb, you guys. It really is. It's just the ugliest thing. It's an eyesore. So anyways, I pick on France. I pick on Canada. I pick on a lot of European countries. I pick on a lot of people. So if you can't handle, I pick on myself. I pick on Republicans. I pick on America. I pick on tall people, short people, skinny people, fat people, everybody. Because again, true equality over here. We've got true equality. No one's safe. Ooh, there's coppers. What's happening? We've got some cops. Speaking of, so there's a video. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's a video of this female police officer that knocks on the door of what appears to be, I don't know, the kid that answers the door looks white or mixed race, but then there's a guy that looks black that actually comes around and throws a bucket of water, and then the person that answers the door, the father, I don't know what race he is, it doesn't show him, and I didn't pause to kind of see the hands, but at any rate, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's a video of this police officer that knocks on the door of a house, looks like a pretty nice house, and asks if, shows a picture and says, "Is this your brother?" And the kid, by the way, it's a minor. I don't know, the kid's like, 10, I guess. I don't know, between 8 and 10, I'd say. Answers the door, and the police officer asks, shows a picture and says, "Is this your brother?" And the kid's like, "I don't know." And then she's like, "Is your brother home?" And he's like, "I don't know." And then you have to watch it yourself. I'm not quoting verbatim, by the way. This is not verbatim. I'm just giving you the short Cliff Notes version. So then the officer continues to be like, "Hey, do you know where your brother is?" And the kid's like, "No." And then all of a sudden, the father, at least I'm assuming the father, I'm maybe it's not the father, throws a bucket, an actual like bucket that you would get from like Home Depot, those orange buckets that they have you carry your instead of using a basket, they give you those buckets to put your supplies in, like a bucket full of water. And then I'm assuming the brother, I don't know if it's the brother, just an assumption, comes around from the side, from the outside of the house, around the garage, onto the porch where the police officer is, and also dumps an entire bucket of water on her. So she gets now 2 buckets of water, one coming in front of her, up in her face, completely, I'm talking a bucket full of water, splashed all over her face. And then again, assumption, it's the brother, comes from outside the house, around the garage, onto the porch, and throws it at her. And all the comments were like, "Pig deserves it. That fucking pig deserves it. That pig shouldn't be talking to a child. Maybe the pig shouldn't be asking a child questions. I would do the same thing if a cop was talking to my kid at the door. The cop shouldn't be asking my minor child any questions." If you had a fucking problem with your minor child answering the door, asking questions, maybe you shouldn't have your minor child answer the door. Maybe as an adult, maybe as a grown-ass parent, you should answer the door. Maybe you shouldn't allow your minor child to answer the door. And a police officer asking a question does not warrant assault. And that is assault because if you saw this picture, it's like thrown in her face 2 different ways at the same time. That's assault. And all the comments were like, "Good, pig fucking deserved it. Good, pig shouldn't be asking questions." By the way, the cop, the police officer, does have a right to ask questions. And if they had a problem with the minor child opening the door and answering questions, maybe they shouldn't send their minor child to answer the door. Maybe they should be a good parent and know where the fuck their child is. Maybe they should be a good parent and know that their child is answering the door. But we all know he sent his minor child to answer the door so that he could distract her, so he could have time to fill up. So he and his other son, the older son, had time to fill up buckets of water to throw at her. Now, what did that get them? What did that accomplish? Well, let's see. It taught a minor child and the other son that you treat people with disrespect. It taught that you should assault people. It taught people that you're entitled. It teaches kids that it's okay to assault, to be entitled. And then the kid, by the way, the minor child, laughed his butt off when the cop got doused. So all three of the people living in the house are a bunch of degenerates. So you've taught your children to be disrespectful. You've taught them to be entitled. You've taught them it's okay to assault someone. It's okay to, when someone answers the door to ask questions, that the best way to resolve an issue is by assaulting them. And people are going to be like, oh, it's just water. It's just water. You should see the video. It doesn't matter if it's just water. It was 2 buckets of water thrown at her right up in her face. Now, I don't like water up my nose. I don't know about you. I don't like water all over me. And you don't get to do that. That's not okay. So then it also teaches you that you go to jail for stupid shit and you ruin your life for no fucking reason because you can't be a respectful adult. The parent needed to handle this. And instead, the parent allowed the one that the cop was looking for, the person that the cop was looking for, to throw water. So the cop was already looking for you because you did God knows what. Who knows what you did? And also, just because a cop is asking if you know where someone is, maybe if you didn't do anything wrong, if you genuinely didn't do anything wrong, then what are you hiding? Then why are you freaking out? If you didn't do anything, then calm the fuck down. I know it's scary, even if you didn't do anything. Sometimes, unfortunately, there are people that haven't done anything that still got in trouble. Unfortunately, there are people that didn't commit a crime but still got in trouble. There are innocent people in jail. I get that. But it's probably not going to help to throw water on them. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. I'm sure if you type in something like female police officer gets buckets of water thrown in her face or something like that, I'm sure it'll pop up. It's disgusting. And the comments are gross. And speaking of that, so I run across another video that shows this guy who's talking about this mom who was videotaping her, looks like maybe 2-year-old, 2-year-old child riding this cute little, not tricycle, but, little kid toddler bike around this Cessna airplane, this little, 3-seater little airplane, and was riding his bike around it and checking it out. And then apparently the mom, the dad, and the baby all died in that plane because it looks like, I don't know the details, so what it looks like from the pictures is that the plane crashed into a house. It appears that the plane carrying the mom, the dad, and the baby crashed into a home. Well, apparently, at least the mom was a Trump supporter. Apparently, there are pictures of her wearing a MAGA hat. And so people in the comments decided that they were going to take it upon themselves to be disgusting, deplorable, vile, woke liberals that they are, and make comments like, good, she was a Trump supporter, she deserved to die. Good, they're Trump supporters, they deserve to die. Good. Every single fucking comment had to do with the fact that they're Trump supporters, therefore karma. They got what they deserved. They all deserved it. That's a baby and 2 humans. That's 3 human lives. You're saying that these people, this child, this baby, and his parents, so someone else lost 3 of their family members. Their family just lost 3 of their family members, just lost their son, their daughter, their grandson, their granddaughter, their cousin, their whatever. And people are cheering for that because they're a Trump supporter? And you're calling us disgusting. So let's see, to sum up, you have promoted the assassination of our president. You have promoted the killing and bullying and canceling and ruining the livelihood of Trump supporters. You're like, cancel every single Trump supporter, ruin their life, make sure that they never have a job ever again. They can't make any money and they can't pay their bills. Make sure they're all homeless. Doesn't matter if they have kids. Who cares about their kids? Make their kids starve. Make their kids not have a place to live. Make their kids not have water or power or food or clothes because their parents are Trump supporters. Make Trump supporters have their shows canceled, their commercials canceled, make sure that they're censored and they can't have a Twitter account or an Instagram account or a TikTok account. Make sure that they get bullied and kicked and beaten. Make sure you beat the holy shit out of them, even if they're senior citizens and even if they're small children. Because liberals don't give a motherfuck if it's a small child, if it's a minor. They don't care about kids. They don't care about kids because they promote MAPS. They promote pedophiles. They promote transgender men being in bathrooms of women which have children, minor girls in them. They promote transgender men that identify as women being in the bathrooms and locker rooms with children in them. They promote sex trafficking. They promote taking off their dicks and their penises, turning their vaginas into a penis, turning their penis into a vagina, chopping off their boobs, injecting themselves with a bunch of toxins and poisons that will 100% sterilize them and cause irreversible damage to them as a minor. And if, God forbid, a parent that is in charge and responsible and pays taxes on and is their parent has a problem with that, somehow their parent goes to jail and somehow that makes the parent a bad parent. But yet the woke says that they are so wonderful and kind and peaceful. They're the ones going out burning everything down, destroying everything. And now saying that it's okay and promoting and saying good, they deserve to die because they are Trump supporters. They deserve to be assassinated because they're Trump supporters. They deserve to have the crap beaten out of them because they're Trump supporters. They deserve to lose their job, to lose their livelihood, to be canceled on TV, to have their lives ruined because they're Trump supporters. You get to go around burning things down and destroying people's businesses and not have any consequences. You get to have sex trafficking, rape, and murder and get away with it, fraud and censorship, going against our amendment rights, forcing the jab on us, forcing the entire fucking nation to shut down and all the businesses to close so that things like Walmart and Amazon and Big Farm can capitalize and make a ton of money, all while making it mandatory that we shove poison, a poisonous vaccination, into our veins. And if we don't do it, then you're going to fire us. So yet you're the peaceful group? You're pro-slavery, fought for slavery, created the KKK, and are still continuing to say that you want farm laborers, illegal immigrants, to work for peanuts in the hot sun because you don't want to do it. And somehow you're the peaceful, kind, good ones. That is absolutely fucking disgusting. Anybody that says, good, the family got what they deserved, when there's a tiny child and a mom and a dad that crashed and died, and you say the reason that they deserve it is because they are Trump supporters, which you don't even know. She wore a Trump hat. We have no idea. You're just making assumptions. People make a lot of claims and assumptions and then act as if that's true. Just because you go around having a witch hunt and pointing your finger at someone doesn't make it true. When does the sun and the universe revolve around you? And yet we're the bad guys? You're narcissistic people that promote death and bullying and beating up and stealing and rioting and burning. You hate veterans. You hate the military. You hate our amendment rights. And you're constantly going around trying to make everybody else miserable. You're constantly going around looking for things to be angry about. You're never, ever happy. Ever. And then You still want more. It's still not enough. Everybody else's misery is still not enough for you. You are a dementor from Harry Potter that just sucks the souls and the life out of people and feed off of it. You feed off of the souls and lives of others, and then it's still not enough. You're like a black hole. You're a black hole, and you're proud of that. It's disturbing. How The View is even on pisses me off. How we're still sitting around talking about Obama and Hillary and why they aren't in prison. Oh, we have to gather more information. No, you don't. You have all the information. We have a trial. We all know nothing is ever going to happen. The only person that's ever going to suffer consequences are we, the American people, and Donald Trump. That's it. Nobody else. Fauci will never see the light of day. I hope to God that man ends up being put in a lab and being tested the way that he tested all of those animals. I hope that every single thing he did to animals and humans gets done to him. I don't want him to die. I want him to live a very, very long time so that we can perform tests on him the way that he did everybody else and said that it was good. It wasn't harmful. It's not bad. Well, if it's not harmful and it's not bad, fantastic. You be the test dummy, you ugly motherfucking piece of shit. I hope to God Pelosi gets used. I hope all of these corrupt people, Obama, Hillary, Biden, Kamala, Pelosi, Schumer, I hope they all get used as lab rats. Stop using animals and use piece of shit people. Then you get actual people to test out stuff. No more cruelty to animals. Have cruelty to sick, sadistic fucks that want people to die because of their political affiliation. And you all say that these tests that are being done are great. So I'm not saying for anything bad to be done for you, because according to you, according to your own words, it's all fine. It's all safe. It's all good. So if it's all fine and safe and good and hunky-dory, then you guys be the lab rats. Volunteer yourself to have things tested on you. But it's disgusting. The fact that there are still people out there that promote this kind of sick, twisted thinking and that think it's okay to assault a police officer and then have comments that are promoting people's death because they support Donald Trump, and then say that it's okay to assault a police officer because she came to a door, knocked on the door. She didn't kick in the door. She wasn't being rude. She wasn't attacking anybody. If you don't want your minor child to be answering questions, then don't allow your minor child to answer the door. Don't be a shit parent. There's enough shit parents out there, and all the rest of us, I know, because I used to be a caregiver. I used to work in a daycare for a long time, and I used to work in a school, and I used to work at Job Corps. So I've been around kids. I've been around minors, and I see the effects of shit parenting. Now, you could be the best parent in the whole world and still have a crappy kid, and you could be the worst parent in the whole world and have a good kid. I get that. I get that you can do all the textbook things and still have a shitty parent. I get that sometimes kids are just crappy and turn out to be serial killers or bullies or whatever, even if you've raised them, quote, quote, correctly. But then there's the people that just constantly make excuses for their bad kids. They're constantly like, well, he has this and that. Well, he's this and that. No, he's just a dick, and you're a bad parent. Repeat after me. You allow your child to be an asshole. Therefore, we have to deal with them running around in a restaurant, creating issues for other people. Running around screaming and yelling in public. Again, sometimes kids are just brats and having a bad day. I get it. Sometimes kids just throw temper tantrums, even when you're a good parent. I get it. But kids don't throw buckets of water on police officers because they're having a bad day. That doesn't happen. Kids don't go around bullying people constantly because they're having a bad day. Now, maybe kids bully because their parents abuse them. Maybe kids bully because they got bullied. I get that there's a reason for things, but that doesn't make it okay. Just because there's a reason doesn't make it okay. I'm pissed off all the time, and I have a lot of reasons to be angry, and I have a lot of reasons to not trust people and to be pissed off at people, but I don't get to go around treating people like shit and bullying people and harming people. I mean, I have the right to do it, but then there's consequences for it. I go to jail, or I get fined, or I get fired, or whatever. There's consequences. I don't get to just behave that way and go, well, I'm really tired and I have insomnia and I don't ever sleep and I have a lot of stuff going on in my life. So I had to punch that person. That's not how it works. And unfortunately, people justify that kind of behavior. And it's scary. And you're a gross, disgusting human. I'm talking to every single one of you that see a video like that, the one with the cop getting the water, and say, that's funny, I would have done the same thing. You're a piece of shit. Hello, you? Yeah, so Trump is still our president, even if you pour water on a cop. She's still a cop, even if you pour water on her. You're wrong, even if you think you're not. You're going to jail for assault. Those people, I guarantee you, I need to follow up and look. I guarantee you they had consequences for doing that. So if you want to be a dumb shit and eat Tide Pods and you want to do the watermelon challenge and you want to do all these dumbass challenges where you're licking toilets and just being a fool, do it. I highly promote you do that. I think you should absolutely eat Tide Pods for a Tide Pod challenge. I think you should absolutely break a watermelon over someone else's head. I think you should absolutely do all these dumb shit challenges if you think that they're a good idea, because that's Darwin. That's just Darwin weeding out dumb shits. Now, granted, I don't want anyone to die. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I prefer no one to do these things. I really don't want people to do these things. But if you think that eating a Tide Pod because everybody else is eating a Tide Pod, knowing that a Tide Pod is not meant for consumption, knowing that a Tide Pod is poisonous, and you still feel like you're going to do it as part of a challenge, that's some kind of special. I hope that I raise well, again, they're not kids anymore, they're grown adults, but I hope that I raised them well enough to know not to eat a Tide Pod or not to break a watermelon over the top of someone's head. I don't want people to get hurt. I don't. But there's also Darwin, so it's kind of a toss-up. It's like, if you're going to be that stupid, then I guess here's your sign. I don't want someone's child to get hurt. But my goodness, that's just some kind of special. Oh, I don't know. But again, I'm trying to focus on everything good out there and not focus on the bad, because there are a lot of videos of people being kind and helping others. There are funny videos. There are videos that make you laugh and make you cry because they're so kind and they're so sweet. I take a lot of breaks from the internet because it's just too intense, and from TV, it's just too intense. If I do watch TV, I'll take a break and I'll watch, House Hunters or whatever, things that aren't stressful, things that don't have the drama. I'll watch cooking shows because I don't want the drama. If I'm on the internet, I'll watch, cute animal videos or stand-up comedy. I mean, like I said the other day, there are a lot of good people out in the world. And there are a lot of people doing good things and helping each other and being kind to one another. And people that love this country, people that support this country, people that aren't throwing water at cops, that aren't breaking watermelons over each other's heads. Was that the right sentence? That aren't breaking watermelons over the top of each other's heads. That doesn't sound right. I'm a moron, so what do I know? I'm an American. I'm not educated. Like I always say, we're fat and obese and uneducated. You know, fat and obese? No. See, another example. Stupid American. See, I make fun of Americans all the time. I say that we're obese and stupid all the time because we are. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, shout out to Singapore. Singapore, what? Next to America, Singapore is kicking ass. They listen to me a lot. I have surprising a lot of people from France and Canada and Germany and England listening to me, which, I mean, shout out to you. I always say it's not the people from the country I don't like. It's the government. It's how your countries run your government. I just don't like how your countries are running their government at all. But I always say it doesn't mean I don't like the people. I'm not talking smack about the people. I'm talking smack about your government. It sucks. Just like when Biden was running our country, it sucked. America can suck too. We have our issues. I get it. I know it, and I admit it. But shout out to Singapore. I've also noticed I have some people from Hong Kong. I fucking love Hong Kong. Hong Kong is just the best. I was only there for 24 hours, and the people are just the most amazing, sweet, kind, helpful people. What a bunch of awesome. Shout out to Hong Kong. You guys rock. When I went there, everybody went out of their way to help me. Absolutely out of their way. It was, not to mention, it's just a cool-ass fucking country, but China is just trying to engulf it again. And we as American citizens, when Biden was in office and Obama, should be fucking ashamed. Absolutely ashamed. We just ditched Hong Kong. We just left Hong Kong high and dry for China to come on in and gobble it up. Such shit move on America. Shame on us. I'm sorry, Hong Kong. I didn't do it. You guys didn't deserve that. Originally, back in the day, we left Ukraine high and dry too. We totally made a promise to Ukraine, and then we fucked them over real bad. And that was not cool of us at all. Ukraine has every right to be pissed off. And then Biden came in and gave them a boatload of money and a boatload of weapons and kind of went overboard on like giving them all kinds of shit. So that wasn't cool either. Wasn't handled correctly by anybody, really. The United States hasn't really done well in that area. But shout out to Hong Kong. I've got people from Russia and Sweden and Uganda listening. Shout out to Russia. What? Love your accent. Like I said, I'm trying to learn Russian. I'm really trying to learn Russian. I just fucking love it. I just think it's such a cool-ass language. I think it sounds Russian and German. God, people make fun of Russian and German accents. They say it's harsh. I think it's beautiful. I think that I can't stand French accents and I can't stand Spanish accents. I just think they both sound, and Italian. I don't like the Latin, supposed romantic languages. Can't stand them. Think they're uglier than crap. Ugh. No Spanish, no Italian for me. Think they're both uglier than hell languages, but absolutely love the German and Russian language. I think they both sound fucking badass, and I'm totally trying to learn Russian, and I don't know. I don't remember things very well. That's my problem. Like, I was trying to use Babbel, which Babbel is awesome. Babbel works very well, but I just don't have a good memory, and I don't retain things well. It's really hard for me to retain information because I only get 3 and 4 hours of sleep. And I have so much stress that I'm always like on anxiety mode, and I don't eat enough, so I'm just depriving my brain of any nutrients. So unfortunately, I don't retain a lot of information, and it sucks because I'm not a stupid person. Even with my lack of sleep, I still had 132 IQ, which isn't terrible. So freaking probably be a rocket scientist if I actually slept. Anyway, that sounded really braggy. I don't mean it that way. But hey, I so much appreciate every single one of you. And I'm trying to look at the good because there's far more good out there. There are people out there that are positive, that don't care what your religion is, don't care what your race is, don't care what gender you are. There's a lot of people out there that are very welcoming, kind, accepting, non-judgmental people. And I'm sure there are a lot of Democrats and liberals that are accepting and kind and non-judgmental. Like I said, I love everybody. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I care if you say things like, well, those people deserve to die because they are Trump supporters. I care when you're trying to take away my constitutional rights. I care when you're wishing for the assassination of our president, because I never ever once said that I wanted Biden or Obama assassinated. Not once. Not once did I promote it. And not once did I promote the bullying or canceling of Biden or Obama supporters. Just going to throw that out there. I never wished harm on a Biden or Obama supporter. So there's that. But there's a lot of good people out there, and there's a lot of good stuff going on in the world. So again, I'm going to breathe. I'm going to take a breath in through my nose and out through my mouth. I am going to focus on what I can control and let go of the rest. I am going to take it one issue at a time, one crazy at a time, and just focus on the people around me that are helpful. Like I said, I have customers that are the most amazing humans ever. They take care of me, they have my back, and I have the most amazing friends. And I love my grandchildren and I love my sons. And my animals. I love my dogs and my cats. So I'm going to focus on that, I'm also going to focus on the fact that I've had a lot of listeners lately, and you are all fucking badass motherfuckers. You guys listen to my podcast despite of how ghetto it is, despite of the lack of intro and outro music. Again, I'm working on it. I'm trying. I'll get it done. I'll get her done. But keep listening. Tell everybody. Tell your neighbor, tell your coworker, tell your friend, tell your spouse. Tell everybody. Be like Sound of Music and just dance around in the fields shouting, "The ramblings of an insomniac, the ramblings of an insomniac." And until next time.